I have 5 tips, and then I'm going to give at least one bonus. And the first tip is being prepared. So I'm not exactly sure why you would be on camera. There could be a plethora of reasons, whether it's something like what I'm doing today for a podcast, doing an interview, whether it's if you're an actor or an actress and you have to perform on camera. Whatever the case is, sometimes the camera can be very, very, very scary. And so the first thing I always tell people to do is to be as prepared as possible. What does that look like? What does that mean? It's basically doing as much as you can on the front end before you have to be in this space and be on camera. If it's conducting an interview, you're the person being interviewed, do as much research as you possibly can. Sometimes they will give you the questions in advance, and if that is the case, take advantage of that. Look at those questions, answer those questions, know what you're going to say, or at least the framework. Because some people feel like, well, I don't want to say it verbatim and then I sound like a robot and I don't sound natural. Okay, well, at least have the framework so that you know where you're going. If you're an actor or an actress, that's a whole nother conversation, but there's obviously a level of preparedness there as well. Know your lines. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're comfortable with the script. Break down your character. Just be as prepared as possible, because the more prepared you are, 9 times out of 10, the more confident you will be, because you know you have a game plan. You know you have an idea of what's about to happen. It's not like the rug is being pulled from underneath of you. It's not like you're getting blindsided, because there's some level of preparedness. So that is number 1. Number 2, after you prepare, I would say practice. Even for an interview. Again, if they provide the questions for you, go ahead, write out the answers, and then practice saying them out loud. Because sometimes we have these grandiose thoughts and ideas, and they're wonderful and beautiful and amazing when they're here. And then the moment we actually have to speak, the moment we actually have to articulate the thoughts in our heads, it doesn't even sound the same. And that will completely throw you off, and it will completely take you for a loop, because you're like, it was amazing here, but as soon as I open my mouth, it doesn't match up. It doesn't sync up. Then practice. Say it out loud. Talk in front of your mirror. On my way here, preparing for this, I was driving and speaking the entire time, just to make sure that I knew what my voice sounded like when I'm about to answer these questions. Does it make sense how I'm answering these questions? So practice, practice, practice. And of course, if you're an actor, then of course you're going to practice, and then get on set and do what you need to do. Or any other time you're in front of a camera, try your best to practice first. Say it out loud so you can actually hear the words coming out of your mouth. After being prepared, after practicing, I would say number 3 is to make eye contact. Now that sounds a little weird because it's a camera, and sometimes, like what I'm doing right now, I'm just looking directly into a lens. But this is confidence, and this is me not being as confident. The camera's here, but I'm over here, or maybe I'm over here, or maybe I'm looking above the camera, because looking here totally freaks me out. But this exudes confidence. If you're in person and you're having a conversation with someone and it's being recorded, so the camera is still present, so we're still talking about presence on camera, confidence on camera, but you might not be connecting directly to the camera. You have to connect with someone that's talking to you. You still want to have that eye contact, because that is going to exude, again, confidence. It's going to say, I'm going to look right at you, you're going to look right at me. And when it's natural, I will look away, but I'm not looking away because I'm not confident. I'm not looking away because I'm unsure. I'm not looking away because I'm nervous. And eye contact speaks volumes as it pertains to your confidence. So being prepared, practicing, making eye contact. And then I would say number 4 is to be grounded. How often do you see people on camera and there's the shifting of the weight, whether it's going right foot, left foot, whether it's leaning forward or leaning back, whether it's the wringing of the hands, whether it's the constantly fixing the hair, fixing the face, scratching the neck. all of these movements, and some of them are involuntary, and I'm very aware of that. I'm a professor of public speaking. I work with students and people of all ages all the time, and we just have certain tics sometimes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the movement that our body does because we are uncomfortable or we're nervous. And quite often the movement, unless it's strategic, like for example, right now I'm using hand gestures to help relay my point. This is on purpose. But if I was sitting here and the whole time I'm fixing and unfixing and I'm doing this, or I'm crossing and I'm uncrossing, then this looks more so lack of confidence, nervous, I'm unsure of myself, I'm not sure what to do with my body. So being as grounded as possible usually tells the audience or whomever you're speaking to, whether it's a one-on-one or it's something that's going to be disseminated to the masses, I am confident. And it's a signal to your body that you're comfortable. And the more comfortable you are, typically the more confident you're going to be. So you're settling in, being grounded, and then getting the work done. After being grounded, I always like to tell people, be yourself. Seriously, be yourself. Because the more you are yourself, again, it goes back to your comfort. The more I'm Amber and the more I'm able to be Amber, the more comfortable I'm going to be, because I'm not putting on a facade. This isn't a show. I'm not trying to impress. I'm just genuinely me. And then using the other tools and the other techniques to help polish a presentation. And then also, usually when you are yourself, you infuse humor in because you're relaxed, because you're comfortable. And humor goes a very long way on camera. And it helps you to be confident. It helps you to be comfortable. It even disarms your audience because they feel like they can breathe a little bit. Oh, that was funny. Now I can sit back. Now they do have my attention. Or when I'm being myself, I'm showing you my personality, then I may become a little bit more relatable because I'm being real, because I'm being me. And all of that leads to being comfortable and helps you to be confident on camera because you're just being yourself with some little tweaks just to polish it up just a bit. Not changing who you are, but just a little polishing. So those are my top 5. There are so many more, but those are my top 5. Being prepared so that you know what's going to happen before you get into the situation. That will help you to be confident. Practice, just like if you're playing sports. If you practice, you're going to feel more confident on game day. You practice 3 days a week, you're going to feel more confident than if you did it for 20 minutes for 1 day a week. It just goes hand in hand. 3, be grounded. If you're comfortable, if your body's grounded, if you're settled in, usually you're going to feel more confident versus everything happening and you don't know what's going on, right? 4th, eye contact, which is what I was not doing when I was thinking just now. Eye contact, be locked in. It exudes confidence versus diverting my eyes elsewhere because I don't want to be here or I don't want to look at the person talking to me. Eye contact exudes confidence. And then last but not least, be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, because you are what makes everything unique. I could be doing this, someone else could come in and do it completely different because of who they are. And you should be confident in who you are. And then this is my bonus. Actually, I'm going to have 2. I'm going to steal one from Tyrell because he said something when I came in that I did not think about, but it is phenomenal advice. But my first bonus is, if you can, record yourself. I know people are like, God, no. I don't want to see myself. I don't want to hear myself. But sometimes that's the only way that you find out what your body naturally does and what your voice sounds like. And then you can, again, start to tweak. If you're a person who naturally moves around a lot and you're not grounded, when you watch yourself, it's then going to be ingrained. You're going to see it and you're like, oh my gosh, I do move around a lot. Or, oh my gosh, I don't make eye contact. And it'll be ingrained, and then you can start making those changes so that you can exude confidence. And then also listening to yourself, just listening to your cadence, listening to your inflection, listening to the register of your voice, whether it's a low register or a high register. Maybe if it's a little lower, it's going to sound more confident. I don't know. But listening to yourself, watching yourself, you can start to say, okay, this works. But I think if I could shift this just a bit, I think I would look more confident on camera. I would sound more confident on camera, but you got to take some time, and it's a little cringy at first. I still don't like looking at myself, and I've been doing this for years. I still don't like hearing myself, and I've been doing this for years, but it's so helpful because once I see it and once I hear it, it's here. And I have no choice but to remember and to tweak where needed. The last bonus tip, I'm stealing it. I just want to give credit where credit is due. Relax. Sometimes when you care less, you do better because you literally take the pressure, not literally. You take the pressure off of your shoulders. So yeah, just get in there and like, I care enough because I want to do a good job, but not so much where I feel like I'm going to vomit halfway through because I'm putting so much pressure on myself. So those are my tips. I hope that is helpful. Implement those and see what happens.
All right, thank you, Amber. Those tips were super helpful. And I can tell you're a professional because she went through all that in one take.
Thank you. Just call me Jay, okay?